What's up internet? Welcome to another video. We're back from the dyno with the Falcon. Unfortunately, I was hoping for this video to be filmed at Heathcote last Sunday, but unfortunately on Saturday, Victoria went back into lockdown. I even picked up a set of 275s and test fitted them onto the car, and they fit fine. So we're just going to have to wait until the end of lockdown. So I've been trying to think of what to do for another video, and I see a lot of people asking online how much it costs to do a Barra swap. So in this video, I'm going to run through literally all the receipts of what I've spent on the car. But first, how much power did the car make? So a big thanks to the fellas at Max Performance. They tuned the car, they looked after it. Can't thank them enough. So the car made a total of, drum roll, 328.5 kilowatts on the hubs. Now I did cop a little bit of internet shit for using an eBay turbo.
All that work for 330 kilowatts, I'd be so disappointed. If only you didn't cheap out on the turbo. Yeah, eBay turbos aren't the real deal, mate.
Calm the fuck down. As I explained in my last video, the turbo that came with the motor, unfortunately, it was knocking when I first fired up the engine, and at that point I'd already spent a fortune building the rest of the car, so unfortunately that's all I could afford. But look, 330 kilowatts is nothing to poke shit at, especially from a $150 turbo. If you're running an NA Barra motor or even a single overhead cam, you know, just slap a $150 turbo and you make 300 kilowatts. That's a good bang for your buck. But I was always planning on upgrading the turbo later anyway, when the budget allowed. So I just did what I could to get the car running, and it's fucking a lot of fun to drive. Now, how much did it all cost? So in front of me here, I've got every single receipt for everything I bought for the car. Everything from the engine and the turbo parts, suspension, fuses, hoses, literally everything I kept the receipt to. And I've gone through and broken it down into some sections. In the pricing, I have included what I paid for postage, because that's what it cost for me to get the part. That adds to the total of the bill. So the engine, getting the engine in the car, the engine itself with all the bolt-ons, the loom, turbo, all the manifolds, $2,400. That was from Ballarat Wreckers. The atomic oil pump gears, $484.95. Crow race valve springs, $310. ARP head studs, $490. Atomic heavy duty timing chain kit, comes with tensioners, $660. The Plasma Man half plenum with wiring extensions for the throttle body was $1,470 from Golby's. Fly-by-wire throttle pedal. You can get these from Jolly's or from any wreckers. They're a bitch to remove, so I bought one on eBay for $45 pre-postage. I used a BA NA Auto Loom and ECU, and that was $139. The loom to interface the engine with the car, Bill Hooton from Hooton Looms did that, and I paid $450. Bought a couple of gaskets, seals, all up was $123.20. So the total price for this engine in the car with all those mods, $6,572.15. Transmission, I'm using the standard EB 4-speed auto that came in the car. Did need a AU bell housing, so the bottom bolts of the gearbox will bolt up to the block. From Jolly's, that was $28. A BTR service kit that came with gaskets, seals and filters, that was $31.50. Oil cooler, $169. I have a Shift Kits manual controller. I paid $254.91. The Pro Ratchet shifter was $503.82. I included the tail shaft in this category, and that was $1,095 from GJ Drivelines. Moving on, we have the turbos, the pipes, and all the coolers. So the turbo itself is just a GD35. It was $150. I got the flapper ported. That was $280. The wastegate actuator, $188.40. Braided oil and coolant lines, $169. The Aeroflow timing chain cover bracket, that was $69.
Giggity.
Exhaust manifold studs and turbo flange studs, $208. The Aeroflow intercooler, $300. That's 600 by 300, and it's 100mm thick. I decided not to run aircon, so I can run the thicker size intercooler, $300. 3-inch cooler piping was $237.45. That was just like a mild steel kit, and I tried to weld it myself. I think I did pretty good. There's no pinholes in it. So silicone joiners and clamps, $226.52. Those silicone joiners aren't cheap. I do want to redo the pipes in like stainless or aluminium and go to V-bands. If I turn up the boost later on, I think V-band's going to be a good idea. GFB boost controller was $345.95. 4-inch dump pipe and 3.5-inch exhaust was $1,400. South Geelong Exhaust did that for me. I did want to have a crack at doing it myself, but I don't have a hoist. I wanted it done to a bit of a standard. I didn't want it to leak or anything. $1,400 for a full exhaust. That's not too bad, I think. It's got a pretty decent sized muffler in the middle with a resonator on the back, and I didn't want to draw too much attention to the car, so I didn't want it overly loud. Moving on to the fuel system. Goldies do a complete fuel system upgrade for BABF motors. That comes with a TurboSmart FPR 800 fuel pressure regulator, Bosch 1000cc injectors, and a Walbro in-tank 460 fuel pump. That's $1,000. I spent about $150 in E85 compatible hoses, submersible hose, and that was $150. $30 for Ryco E85 compatible fuel filter. I've also included all the fittings, AN hoses, AN fittings, elbows, adapters. Surprisingly, it was $587.90. So that was for the trans cooler, the turbo coolant lines, which I want to redo. I'd love to redo it in hardline, but I don't think I'll be able to with the engine still in the car. But they're just a bit too long and they don't look very neat, so I wouldn't mind redoing those. Now, for the tune, I'm not sure how much exactly just the tune was. Max Performance fitted the injectors for me so I could drive the car there. They did the E85 swap over, and so I had to drain the fuel and supply the fuel. And while it was on the dyno, I had a couple of coils fail. So all up, it was just under $2,000, but I made sure that's what I had. I was kind of expecting to be driving the car home on a trailer, so I made sure I had some extra money there just in case I needed to get it home. Max Performance is nearly a 2-hour drive from where I live, so I wanted to have a plan in place to get the car home. So that's it. That brings the total cost for Barra turbo swapping my E-Series to $13,996.60. Pretty happy with how the car drives. Can't wait to get another turbo for it and turn it up. Just touching on that turbo again, I wasn't expecting the car to make huge numbers anyway. In fact, I wouldn't trust a standard 4-speed BTR auto to handle more than 350 kilowatts. 400's really pushing the limits, pushing your luck. So I will be looking at upgrading the gearbox in the future, probably the same time I get the turbo, so then I can get it all tuned at the same time. In future, once this lockdown ends, I'll be doing some more things to the car. I'd love to build a diff for it and do an FG K-frame swap, maybe even an FG computer. Once lockdown's over, I'll get some more videos out there. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to keep up with the car, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thanks guys.